Can you please state your name and the job you're going for?
Olivia, Hine, and a PE teacher.
Okay. Why do you want this job?
Well, I've always been really interested in sports from a young age. I've taken part in a variety of sports. As I was younger, I was always wanting to take part in as many different sports as I could. I did swimming, gymnastics, cheerleading, athletics, and they've always interested me. And I think that being a PE teacher, you can't just focus on one sport. You've always got to focus on a variety of sports, and I think I'll be good at that, as I do like a lot of sports. And also at GCSE, I chose to do PE, which I got a B in, and then I decided to take it on to A level, which I got a distinction in. And then also I love to help people learn more about a healthy lifestyle and how to improve their lifestyle to make their lives better, and also just make everyone more healthy and aware of why it is so important to be healthy and to live a good life.
What are your greatest professional strengths?
I'd say that my greatest professional strength is my ability to work as part of a team, as I've been a part of a cheerleading team for years now, so we're constantly always having to work together. And also I'm quite confident, as the job I'm in at the moment, I'm having to always communicate with different people, so it's a new person every day that I see, and I have to always be communicating with everyone. When I'm at training courses, I'm always communicating, so I've got good confidence in communication, so I think that's important as a PE teacher, as you'll have to be in front of large classes or sometimes small meeting groups, and so it'll be good that I can talk to everyone and not feel intimidated by anyone.
So what do you consider to be your weakness?
I'd say my weakness is that I always want to try and get involved with everyone, so if each individual student has a problem, I'd always want to help every single one I could. But obviously sometimes that's not very possible, as there are so many students. So I think I need to learn how to manage my time better and how to suit everyone's needs equally, and not just focus on getting everything done at once.
Can you tell me about a challenge or conflict that you've faced at work and how you've dealt with it?
I think I haven't really met loads of challenges at work, as working in a pub, the only challenges you really come across is complaints at work. But I'd say the worst one was when it was a massive party of around 24 people, and the person whose birthday it was received the wrong meal while everyone else had theirs, so it was very awkward and we did feel very bad, but I just had to keep going over and reassuring them that we were getting it sorted as quick as we could, and they were very fine about it. They weren't angry or annoyed or anything, but it was hard to, just because you feel bad yourself that you may have ruined someone's day out or birthday, but I just apologised to them as much as I could. I used good manners and was polite to them and just reassured them that we would sort the problem as quick as we could.
What is a time that you've exercised leadership?
I think that the time I've exercised leadership is when I did assistant coaching at Hinckley and Burbage Gymnastics Club. This was a few years ago now, but I started off as just assisting alongside the main coach for a few weeks, and that was quite good, as I was just learning different skills I could use when I began to coach them. So that was done for a few weeks, and then when I got moved up to being one of the main coaches, I then was given my own group of around 4 to 8 children, and they were all aged varied. Some of them sometimes were 4 years old, and sometimes they could even be 16 years old, so it all depended on which group I was given. But I had to then take the group and I'd take them around to different apparatuses. So it could have been on floor, and I would have done little floor skills with them, or we could have gone onto the beam or the vault or even the bars. So I had to always vary my coaching to them, and they all seemed to really enjoy it, and I made sure that I did something different each week when I had them, so it wasn't repetitive and boring.
What has been your greatest achievement?
I'd say that my greatest achievement was when me and my cheerleading team, we were at a massive competition against loads of people, and we managed to hit a routine without getting any deductions, so there was no falls, no faults in the routine. so it was near enough perfect, and we then got first place and then got a bid to the national final.
Describe a situation where you worked in a team.
Well, because of the sports I've participated in, so cheerleading, I'm always working in part of a team, as there's around 20 of us in this team, so we all depend on each other and we're all quite reliable. So I may say, for example, rely on one of my other teammates to move out of the way while I'm doing a cross tumble, or they might even rely on me to keep them up in the air whilst at a competition or performance, because if I didn't do my job properly, they could fall and we'd lose points, or if they didn't do their job properly, they might have not moved out of my way and I could have hit them and created an injury or something. So I'd say that I work in a team quite a lot. As well as at work, I'm always constantly as part of a team, as we have to all work together to make sure that everything runs smoothly at work, because if the communication doesn't happen at work, something could always go wrong. It's like, for example, the issue that happened where the man got the wrong meal at work. So I think I'm constantly working as part of a team.
How would your boss and co-workers describe you?
I think that they describe me as quite confident, as they always see me talking to everyone I possibly can. I don't like to make people feel like I'm not communicating with them or getting the same engagement as everyone else in the pub. But I think they'd also describe me as chatty as well, but also very polite at the same time and well-mannered, as I make sure that, because even though they're strangers and sometimes they're not like high class or anything, I think it's always good to use the best manners you have, as they are strangers and you're not aware of their like social class or standard.
What interests you about a career as a physical education teacher?
Well, I've always loved working with children. I do out of school when I was younger, I used to take part in drama and singing classes, and I'd always assist my teacher for the younger classes. And then also I worked at the Hine and Burbage Gymnastics Club working with the younger children. So I love working with kids, and obviously teaching, that's one of the main reasons you're there. And also I love giving people my own knowledge, so I can pass down my knowledge to the students, as well as also influence them on the skills I like. So maybe I could talk to them about my past experience of cheerleading or gymnastics or something, and then they could enjoy that as well, and I could possibly even get them to do it.
What do you expect to be doing in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, I would love to obviously have the job, but then hopefully gradually work my way up, if that's the head of faculty or even an assistant principal, anything that means I can help the school in a wider range.
Can you please tell me what qualifications you have?
So at GCSE I got 11 GCSEs, all ranging from A star to C. In A level I got 1A, 1B and a distinction. And then I went on to university and studied sports science, in which I got a first class degree in.
What university did you go to?
Hertford.
Okay, have you got any questions for me?
No, that's it.
Can you please tell me any skills that you have?
So, as I've said earlier, that I think I am quite confident, so I'm able to talk in large groups. I'm not nervous. I don't really ever feel intimidated by big groups of people whenever I'm scared. But I think one of my strengths are as well that I have done first aid courses. So this has helped me, because being a PE teacher, you need to be able to, if someone has an injury in one of the training sessions, I can go to them. I know how to get them into a recovery position, say, if that is needed, but I'm also first aid trained on how to, say, apply bandages properly and slings and all sorts of other stuff. So I'll know what to do for, say, an ambulance if that was needed, what to do to prepare them to go to hospital and other reasons.
Have you got any questions?
Mainly just wondering what age range of groups I'd be working with.
Well, it depends if you want to teach primary or secondary, because we have, well actually it wouldn't be primary, probably secondary. We have like year 7, in year 8, or it'd be like year 10, 11, and then sixth form. So it depends which area you've specialised in or you'd want to teach.
And also, I don't want to sound cheeky or anything, but what would the salary be?
I think that'd be discussed if we asked you back for a further interview, but by then you should be able to know.
Okay, thank you.